Hello and welcome to Novitec University's Vertical Training Seminar. I'm Larry Bohumer. This one today focuses on the energy vertical, which is definitely a widespread market. We're going to try to cover all the different areas of the energy market today. The goal here is definitely to provide you some basic information about this market. And remember, our goal is never to try to sell you on any particular product or service, just to give you some more information to help you understand the space. A little bit about Novitec. As the slide mentions, our goal is to help customers deploy IoT solutions in many ways, and it definitely varies on the customer. This may include things like providing flexible financial payment options, perhaps providing some very good pre and post technical support assistance, and even in some cases providing logistical services to help ease the burden of deployment. We obviously do this to make money, but it's also to help fulfill a vision of helping our customers figure out the complex world of IoT and how it can make their business a lot more effective. As I mentioned, the energy market is quite broad. It refers to the removal of energy sources, the production of oil and gas, producing and delivering electricity, and even gas stations and industrial car lock locations. However, while the energy field may be quite broad, there are many common issues. When the commodity prices are down, as if they are now in many of the different commodities, companies often look for ways to lower costs as ways to make up for the reduced margins. Especially with the economy being down in some areas, theft of fuel and energy, and even items like copper wires, is always a major issue, but it's even more of an issue today. As well, they don't actually always get to choose where they're working when it comes to energy removal from the ground. They have to pretty much work where the resource is. And many of those locations obviously have this extreme lack of in-ground communication lines, and in some cases are so far remote that power is not even available readily. This space is heavily monitored and regulated, and it is being heavily critiqued for its environmental performance. So that's always an issue when it comes to this space, is how do they green or make their production a little less heavy on greenhouse gas. Finally, despite the fact that the space is down, there are a lack of skilled labor in many particular areas like welding and even electricians. So they're trying to find ways to maximize the productivity of people in these areas. There's probably about 12 different applications I could apply to the energy field, but we tried to actually pick a few of them that will stand out a little bit more for you. If the area is remote, as I mentioned, it's often difficult to find communication lines there. That's why using wireless as a primary connectivity is one of the main ways that can help save some time and money. As well, many of the crews spend a lot of time in remote areas or driving to them. Keeping track of their vehicle by using in-vehicle communications helps to provide an increased level of safety, as well as to give people in the field access to key systems. Well, they'll make them more productive. As you can imagine, a lot of equipment in this space is quite expensive. Advanced monitoring solutions allow it to be looked after in terms of knowing what's going on, the hours of use, if they're using more power than is required, perhaps there's some damage going on in the machine. This helps to lengthen the life and definitely reduce cost, both from replacement as well as from theft. Finally, there's an expression that what you can't see can still hurt you. Using remote video solutions help to reduce theft and vandalism, as well as to know what's going on in the job site in terms of productivity. There's a lot of benefits that can come off of these solutions, but we'll try to stick with a few of them here. Because the space in general often sees fluctuating returns and prices for their product, it's very important at all times that they keep costs as low as possible. And using these solutions will definitely help to reduce not only the upfront capital costs, but as well as the operating expenses. As workforce ages and people are not getting into many key trades, they still have to do a lot of work out in the field, and so they must find ways to maximize the productivity of this workforce. As well, energy removal will always be a little dirty in terms of the greenhouse gases produced. However, they've done a good job greening up this space, and they definitely want to continue that forward, both for their image but also for their bottom line. The next thing is, there's only so much you can do to reduce the risk of some of these very dangerous jobs. However, increasing the worker safety is definitely one of the byproducts of these solutions, and it's definitely one of the benefits as well. Finally, With people being busy and we try to maximize their time, the last thing you want to do is to have them work excessively on paperwork when they can also be doing other things. By automating a lot of the clerical work, you can save time and money. Thanks for listening today. We look forward to having you joining one of our future webinars.